Good morning, everybody. How are you? I want to talk to you about the number one thing that most business owners or entrepreneurs make the mistake of that is actually sabotaging their ability to make offers. I want to talk to you about something that I think is really important, and it's really the one important step that most business owners miss when they're making offers, when they're trying to build their business, that actually sabotages their ability to make money. So have you ever, I'm sure I could go into my Instagram right now, and there's probably somebody in my Instagram messaging that is like pitching me, right? Like either they've got an autoresponder on or something. They're just pitching me. And so I get these all the time. Do you get them? Right? Like if you get these like on Facebook inbox or on Instagram where people send you messages and they say, oh my gosh, I've got this amazing retreat happening, or I've got this amazing skincare product, or, I don't know, like I've got this, this gadget or this thing that's going to make your life so much better, but they actually haven't built a relationship yet, right? Or I was just coaching somebody about this yesterday. You're marketing stuff out there, and you're marketing out there in a way that that you think you have like a crafty little saying or a marketing thing that just sounds so good in your head, and like nobody buys, like it's crickets. Like you send out, a post on social media, or you send out, an email, and it's like, it's crickets. It's like, nobody's listening, right? And the reason why things like that happen is because entrepreneurs, small business owners, even like husbands and wives, before they actually make an offer to their significant other that they really want their significant other to take so that they can, get something that's really important to them, right? So everything is an enrollment game, like everything in life is, but it's not a competition, right? The goal is that, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your client, your friends, even your competitors, the whole game of really growing your business so much quicker is how many people can you help get to the top in their life, in their business, whatever that looks like. It's just such a small tweak in the way that we're thinking. And you may have heard this before, but are you doing it, or are you still fighting with your spouse or your friend, or needing to be right about something that is important to just you? I guess what I'm trying to say is, have you learned how to negotiate fairly? Have you learned how to negotiate even to the point where somebody else or other people always win around you? And when it comes back to what I'm talking about today, about the one thing that most entrepreneurs or business owners make the mistake in when they're making an offer around something, what it comes down to is they don't influence first, right? And so how do you influence? This, what I'm doing right now, Coffee with Shanda, is a way that I influence. I am teaching you right now how to do a small tweak inside of the way that you present yourself, so that when you do make an offer, you already have influence with someone, so that they can clearly say, I trust you or I don't, right? So write this down. The number one reason why, and really the only main reason why, people don't buy from you when they're in the market to buy what you have, is actually because they either don't trust you or they don't trust themselves. But even when they don't trust themselves, if they trust you, then they will still make a decision to move forward. Let me repeat that. Even if someone doesn't trust themselves, if they trust you, they will make a decision to move forward. So you can tell how influential you really are based on, are the relationships in your life working, right? Like if you're looking at, and the biggest one is your significant other, but it's also your friends. It's also even people that, let's say that cousins, uncles, nephews, nieces, like immediate family is a great representation of how strong your influence or your leadership really is. Can you be in a room with people you love and not be completely emotionally triggered on a regular basis? That's like, I would say I just went to like PhD level of operating in a way of influence. So for instance, I'm going to go see my mom, my stepmom, this weekend, and we're going to spend a beautiful weekend together in Palm Springs. Now, before I had strong influence, what I would do is I would be with my stepmom and she'd drive me crazy. Like, she would drive me so crazy that almost every time she opened her mouth to tell me something that was loving, and her way of loving is like giving me advice, my skin would crawl, right? Like, I'd be like, ugh, like, just stop. Do you have somebody like that in your life? Right? And now I can honestly tell you, it's been so many years since I've had any issues with my stepmom. In fact, I just love her up, enjoy her, and I have no energy around like how, like, she hasn't changed. She's still Wendy, right? She hasn't changed. And so, but I don't see her the same way. So now how does this apply to marketing? So, like, marketing is influence. It's storytelling, it's connection. What a lot of people do is they'll get online and they storytell or they connect and they never make an offer, right? And you got to learn how to put these two pieces together to make good money in the world. You got to learn how to connect. You got to learn how to influence. And then you have to be brave enough to make an offer and not change your energy so you go sideways or feel weird. That's kind of your issues around money, right? Like, can you be like, what's your relationship with money? Morgana Ray, I just love her connection, the way she teaches relationship with money, because she says something along the lines of, if money was a real person, what would money say about you? Right? Like, would money say that you hide it, you hoard it, which doesn't allow it to grow? Would money say that you're frivolous with it and you just give it away? Would money say that when people try and, give it to you or expand, that you like resist it and push it away? Like, what would money say as far as its relationship with you? Are you generous with it? Right? Or, are you stingy with it? Do you get angry around it? Oh my gosh, I used to get angry around money. When I would look at my bank account, I swore the bank was stealing from me. Like, I'm not kidding you. And then I used to claim that I had no trust issues, right? Like, I literally used to think that the bank was making a mistake somehow, and that rage of anger would come in me because I had such an unhealthy relationship with money. And so, I want to be a role model in the essence, or not even a role model. I want to be a light at the end of the tunnel, that no matter what your answer is right now around what money would say about you, if it was a real person, no matter what that relationship really is, it really is, you can change your relationship with it and get to the other side. And I've really been able to do that in practicing my leadership, but it's also getting into action. So I think that we can get in paralysis on constantly learning, right? Like, and I don't believe you ever stop learning. Like, my leadership is always getting stronger. It's the number one thing that I focus on in my life. And I do it through leadership, and I also do it through endurance sports. And I had one of our team members came to me, and she's got really strong leadership. And she said, what's like another thing I could do to become a stronger trainer? And I said, you're actually looking for your edge. And that edge definitely comes from getting into some sort of endurance, whether that's endurance walking, endurance running, endurance swimming, endurance, right? Like, there's an edge that comes. I'm not saying it's the only way. I'm saying it's the only way I've found to be able to get a major edge, right? And so I don't want to go into all of that. That's like not the tangent I want to go into. What I want to focus on is, how do you influence, right, before you make the offer? So please stop sending messages in Facebook inboxes and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, or emailing people. Stop sending messages from a place of getting, right? Like, I want you to give versus give to get. And, people just make such a bad mistake with this, because when you reach out to somebody and try and get them to consume your stuff, it's not about the product or service that you're offering. Do you know what I mean? Like people don't hire Shanda. Like some people may think you hire me for a formula, but once you learn to formula, it's like, why do you stay with me? And it's because people want my integration to be able to basically get themselves aligned to their biggest vision and go up, right? They want my coaching, they want my mind, they want my accountability, they want my leadership. That's really what they want, right? When you look at who's your friends, there's a relationship thing there that influences. And so when you get back to marketing, I promise I'll get to the point. When you get back to marketing, you want to look at, well, for instance, we had Ben Hardy on. I'm actually going to have him on next week on Coffee with Shanda. Ben Hardy has 20,000 up to 30,000 new registrations. They give him their email information and their contact information every single month on a platform called Medium. Medium is like MEDIUM, medium.com. And all he does is he writes articles for medium.com and he sends them to an opt-in page. Now, I've taught this a million times to my clients and they innovate this and it drives me crazy. His opt-in page is very clean. It doesn't have tons of copy on it. It just has a video on it it's either a video or it's just a static page with a button to be able to download, a checklist, right? It's basically his morning routine. And he teaches people how to he teaches people how to get into, I guess, like, it's not really peak performance. His whole stand is willpower doesn't work, right? And so he gives his morning routine. So the reason why I share this with you is because if you go look on sites like Medium, this is a hack. So write this down. This is a major hack. You can do this on Amazon as well. But if you go to Medium, you can actually look and they have something called claps on Medium. And just go look, right? Even if you don't know what I'm talking about. They've got something called claps. And you can see how many claps somebody has. And you can actually see how popular the article is. Well, if an article is popular, it's because it influenced, right? And every influence starts with a good headline, which is like, what's my point? So I will see people get on video and they will just start rambling, right? They'll just start rambling stories. They'll just start rambling and they really don't know what the point is. They're so caught up in like their story of it and they're not really focused out, they're focused in. Like what point am I trying to prove versus what influence am I trying to get through to someone? It's like I don't know if I'm getting this across because it's such a small tweak that it's almost hard to get. So for instance, if I got on this Facebook Live and we'll put this on Instagram as well, and we'll put this on YouTube as well, and then we'll also repurpose this into a blog, and we'll also take this and we'll repurpose this into a podcast. And if I got on here and I was like, okay, how do I get them to like me or give to me? Like the initial thought is all about me and it won't have the same viral effect. However, it is important to know what you want out of something. So for instance, I want you to comment. I want you to share this Coffee with Shanda with friends. I want to impact more people. So that's what I want from you when you're watching my content, right? But my intention is I want to teach you today, instead of writing an article, cutting a video, writing a blog, getting on and delivering content to clients or leading a training, instead of just getting in there and actually just leading the training, what if you were to set an intention of what is the influence you want to give to these people and what is the result that you want them to get from it? Because people don't do this. What they do is they get out and they market to get. If I do this and I do this well, you will buy from me. Versus if my tweak in my attention is actually towards, if I could actually get you to go out there today and cut a video or write an article that actually influences in a way that people come back and buy from you, you will become a raving fan, and then hence you will definitely share my stuff and introduce people to me, right? Like that, it's a byproduct. So you get what you want as a byproduct to actually delivering a real movement to someone. And I know that I know that at least people who follow me, you're conscious, like you do want to make a difference in the world, but then you get all jacked up when you go to market. And the jacked upness ends up being you start to give to get. So let me break this down and unpack this for you. Step one is, what is your intention on doing any sort of marketing piece that you're doing? What is the intention of influencing somebody? What are you influencing them to do? Are you influencing them to take on their health? Okay, so then I would probably look to what could I give them that was so good to influence an immediately health shift, right? And don't be general, and don't give what everybody knows. Like everybody knows if you cut calories, you lose weight. Everybody knows that they should drink more water, right? And their skin will be better, right? But what's like a little tweak that they could do? Like that would, like something that most people don't know, that most people don't talk about. So you're always looking for what's deeper. So whatever you want to influence them or someone to do or be, ask yourself, what's deeper than that? Like, what's deeper than that? What's deeper than that? And that's how you start to become unique. So I know this might sound confusing because we're walking into a world of making more money. And when you walk into a world of making more money, we have these walls that come up, and sometimes those walls say confusion. And what I want you to do is I want you to just grab a piece of paper, and I want you to write, before you do anything, what's the point in me doing this? Okay, and that will probably be I want something. I want more money. I want more clients. I want more this. You might say I want to make a difference. But now say, what is the influence? Like, what do I want to influence someone to do? Don't think in what you want people to do. What do you want one person to do? Right? Abundance comes from a single change. So get out of the mentality of you've got to change the world. Just focus on changing one person, and you'll change millions of people that are just like that one person. Okay? So what influence do you want one person to make? Like what do you want to cause in one person? And what is that specifically? And then how can you take that deeper? How can you take that deeper? What would be an even deeper like influence or result that I can create with someone? What could be even deeper? And then how would I create that? What would I need to give? And put your focus there, right? Put your focus there. And then you ask yourself, what would be my call to action? Right? What would be my call to action? So, but when you deliver the content or deliver the material, it has to be on the give. If it's on the get, I swear to God, it won't connect. It won't connect the same way. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to know what your call to action is. And I'm going to end on this. This is a call to action. If you enjoyed this Coffee with Shanda, please share it. Please share it. I actually go in and I look at who shared our videos and comment. And what I do is I actually go send you a message personally because I want to say thank you because you make a difference, because you give to give. You don't have to do that. And givers succeed on this planet. They just do. Now, if you say I give all the time, but I never get anything in return, I guarantee you it's just like marketing to get. You're actually giving with an ulterior motive of getting something. I am a recovered martyr. I'm a recovered martyr. I used to give to get all the time. It's where I got my worthiness. It's where I felt important. And when people didn't deliver exactly what I wanted back to me, took care of me or cherished me the way I wanted them to cherish me, then I would get angry, resentful, and mad. Don't be that person. because I guarantee you the road to success and freedom requires you to learn how to give. The best marketers are the most generous. The best business owners are the most generous. And people don't get that because they don't realize, why do I feel so good around this person? Oh my God, this person is so smart. Well, they're actually giving you their best stuff, and you're still buying their products and their services. So I invite you to give your best stuff forward. I invite you to really take a stand for transforming one person's life today. And then come back tomorrow on 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. Every Friday, I do something called Freestyle Fridays, which means that I will hot seat your question, meaning that you can ask me any question about your business, whatever is just really getting in the way, or even about your life or your leadership that's really getting in the way. Or maybe you just need some clarity on a plan, or maybe you just need me to endorse a good plan of action for you. You can ask me that question on the comment section, and I will go through and I will answer as many as I can on the video. And then here's a generosity give. I will actually go back into the comment section throughout the day, and I will actually answer people's questions. So always come back and look. Okay, so I'm going to end on that. So tomorrow's Freestyle Fridays. Today, I'm looking for you to share. If this made a difference for you, please take a moment and share this video. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.